a distressed situation are kind of divided into two types. There is what is called, if you will, people in distress or property in distress. And even this could be divided into two. The people in distress, sometimes they're in distress because of a personal matter, and sometimes they're in distress because of a financial matter. And property in distress sometimes is the property condition, sometimes the property location. The location is so bad, they stab people on the way. They're like, the location has gone to hell. There is drug dealing, you know? So so let's talk about this for a second. Somebody has a personal distress. First of all, in general, which do you think is better for you? The one that's better is people distress, because the property could be perfect. I could have a Class A apartment building. Everybody says, stay away from Class A, there's no money. Go to Class C, make it Class B. Or no, wait a minute. So I found many Class A buildings. I have a perfect restaurant, standalone, that I'm buying right now. The lady is in distress. She wants to, personally, she wants to retire. She has a very big ego, and the ego clouds her decision making. And she has a broker who couldn't care less. So the broker is giving me inside information about the lady, and it's a mess. And I have a tenant ready to come in an Argentinian restaurant that's going to take this thing to another level. They're willing to pay me exactly what I want. And listen to the best part. They're willing to give me $150,000, what's called key money. So I'm going to actually option the building. They're giving me $150,000. I'm optioning the building for $50,000. I have an extra $100,000, and 90 days they close. All I'm asking her now is, let me get in and let me start making some changes so I can get that Argentinian restaurant to go in. She doesn't want to talk to Argentinian owner because she has an ego. She's very frustrated from him because he's a successful restaurateur and she is not. This is nuts. So she wants to retire. She has an ego issue. She is very close-minded. And a 5-minute conversation, we realize this lady is her worst enemy. Personal situations, divorce, God forbid, sickness. Oh, my favorite is really retirement, because a lot of people, once they hit a certain age, their enthusiasm about doing things is not there. It's like, you know what, I made enough money, I don't need to live on so much, I'm going to move on with life. The other one, the financial situation is, okay, so obviously they're upside down, so they cannot make it. Financially, they're losing money. They cannot sustain. Or maybe they have other interests. They want to move the money to something else. Or these people are in a 1031 exchange where they're going to roll the money somewhere and then it doesn't work, and then all of a sudden they're running out of time. So they're anxious, they can't think straight, there will be a financial loss with taxes. So these are very powerful situations if the property is not. Now sometimes the person is fine, but they're frustrated with the property because the condition is bad. I have a deal that actually I'm waiting, I stayed here in Puerto Rico because the people want to talk on Sunday. And hey, like I was saying earlier, for those who came in really early, he who works prays. So I'm here on Sunday. They have a roof problem, and the owner doesn't want to fix the roof. By coincidence, one of my construction people was talking to the restaurant downstairs, and the restaurant owner said, I told the owner, if he doesn't fix the roof, we're canceling the lease. We have it right here in our agreement. Can you tell me how much to fix the roof? So my construction people went to look at the roof. They work for me sometimes on projects, they work for others. So that construction person came to my property manager and told him, hey, this lady's frustrated. She's going to break the lease. The owner is getting frustrated. He doesn't have the money to fix because he spends his money on this and that and this, and he may sell the property. So the property condition is making the guy now not think straight. He doesn't want to talk to a broker. He will want to discount and he wants to get out before he loses the tenant downstairs. That's a perfect opportunity. Property is worth 1.8, 1.9 million at least. I know my market. And when I asked how much, I asked the construction guy, go and ask her how much does he want to sell for. And she said, I don't know. He said to me, would you buy it at 1.4? And she said, there is no way, I won't even give you $1 million. So I think I can come in at 1.2 million, fix the roof for $100,000 like crazy, put a sealer. And I'll take a $1.3 million building with a restaurant downstairs and a second floor total available for 2 apartments. say I'm going to fix it for another 200,000 upstairs, the building by the time I'm done is going to be worth at least 2.3 to 2.5 million. But the property condition put a glitch in the guy's head, he doesn't want to fix it. There's a location problem. If it's a location problem, I will only look at the price because I'm going to get it below market comps. So if the market comps are very low, because I'll get it even lower, there is always a buyer that will come into these markets. They do Section 8s, they do some crazy stuff. And by the way, for single tenant buildings, do you think there's a Jack in the Box and a McDonald's in killer areas? And I don't mean killer like killer nice, killer like stabbing. Yes, there are. We can always work these, but I prefer to actually start here and work my way all the way down the totem scale. Okay, I wanted to go over the distress situations. So you can always think in terms of what are the opportunities, and if you can't find any, create an opportunity, create it. Just communication would dissolve the world for you. Some people don't even know how to communicate. First of all, communication is to find the points of agreement. Once you have a point of agreement, you now have the power of affinity. They like you, you like them, because you have an agreement on reality. This is a bottle. Yes, this is a bottle. Oh, we agree on reality. I like you, you like me. If I say this is a bottle, you tell me this is a chair, how can we get along? So the guy tells me, I have a beautiful building. I say, you're absolutely right. This is a great building. Now he starts liking me. Unlike any other person coming to buy from them, there is some affinity. Once you have agreement on reality and you have affinity being built, you can communicate more. You can tell them things like, yes, but I need to change the roof. You know, I need to do some improvements so we don't lose the tenant downstairs. So I already have the plan how I'm going to approach the person, how I'm going to build rapport with them, how I'm going to talk about their property, how wonderful it is, and then I'll talk about the price. And once you follow the people, the property, and then the price, things work. You don't start with the price and the problems because they're going to tell you, I don't want this conversation to go any further, they're going to leave. Communication, if it's not to build agreement, at least, at minimum, it would be to avoid disagreements, to handle disagreements, to handle problems and obstacles. So eventually, with the second and third conversation, you reach agreement. Even in your personal life, that's how you do.
Jump into commercial real estate and begin your investment journey with Cherif Medawar. Apply for CRE Mastermind. Click the link in description.